Hello and welcome again to the Davis County Community Spotlight podcast. I am your host, Kristen Sherlock, and I'm here at our Davis Catalyst Center in Kaysville, Utah with our fabulous Davis School District students. We've got Cody and Xander here in the studio today producing our podcast. Thank you guys for all the work you've done. We had them do a lot more work than usual today because we have 5 guests today, which is probably the best way to end the last semester here for spring 2024 is to have our biggest podcast crew ever.
We're the closeout? Are we really the closeout?
You're going to be our closeout. I'm excited for that.
Me too.
Thank you, Nate.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have Neight Casperson here, the founder and creator of N8 Elite.
Correct.
How are you?
Good. I'm doing great.
I'm so glad you're here.
Thanks for having us.
So tell me, who on our team did we bring today?
All right. Yeah, let me get down to it. I'm going to start with Suzanne from
Hi,
our
Suzanne.
marketing, Anne from our marketing, and our brand ambassador, Kayleigh Lewis.
Fabulous.
Hello.
Hi, guys. So Suzanne and Anne, before we get into Nate, how did you guys meet? Where is your marketing company from?
So we are actually located in Clearfield, Utah, and
Okay.
I met Nate in a BNI group that we both are a part of in
Oh,
Farmington.
Golden
So,
Goose.
the Golden
Yes.
Goose
Yes.
group. Yep.
Yes, I went there once.
Yeah, so we're both in that group, and so my husband and I decided to go test drive some cars. So I was like, oh, there's a guy in my group that does that. So I called Nate and said, hey, we want to come test drive some cars. We had our 2
That's
little boys with us.
Because Nate also works with a
Ed
Ford
Kinley
dealership.
Ford, yes,
Yes.
here in Layton.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So that's the connection there. And you brought your
So
boys.
we went and test drove some cars, and we were on. I mean, the boys at the time were 4 and 6, and so they kind of got to the point where they were done test driving cars. So my husband said, "Go with Nate the last drive," and then so we went out on a drive, and he just started asking me some questions about what I do and what I've done, and I told him, like, I've spent my entire career building businesses. That's what I've done for my entire career. So he's like,
And
hey,
Nate's like, I got an idea.
let me run an idea by you. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So I was like, come in, we have to sit down and we have to talk.
Okay.
And from that second on, I was sold. He's
Okay.
incredible.
So Nate, tell me what you told Suzanne here, because if you could sell her, you could probably
that's the
sell
short
me.
story right there. That's the short story. So we were on, I remember the car we were in too. It was a Ford Explorer ST.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I actually started the company N8 Elite back in 19.
And we spell Nate Elite by the letter N and the number 8.
Elite. Yeah.
Okay.
So N number 8 Elite.
Okay. So 2019.
2019. I was working with a different marketing firm, and I had a manufacturer for clothing, and then boom, COVID hit.
Okay. So this is a clothing company then.
Yes, we're an apparel company.
Okay.
And our niche is the ski industry.
Oh, I don't think you could probably
So-
pick a better place in all of the
Oh,
United States
yeah,
of Utah,
no,
right?
right?
In Utah.
And I'm a huge skier.
Yeah.
Like that's in the, yeah, I'm a ski bum at heart.
Okay.
So anyway, I kind of, COVID, like I said, COVID threw a monkey wrench in things. And so I just, honestly, I threw the towel in and I needed to get a real full-time job. Ed Kinley Ford gave me a shot to sell cars there.
Okay.
And my uncle worked there for 30 some odd years. Loved it. It's a great company. I'm so grateful that they gave me a shot. It's been a
Love it.
wonderful opportunity. And so that's really what I was going to do, is just sell cars.
And you were going to put your dream off to the side.
I know, right? And
How many of us do that, Davis County? How many of us have put
Yeah.
our dreams off to the side so we could be practical?
don't do that. Okay, dreams, go after, no matter what, go after your dreams. There's always hope. I promise.
Okay.
And
So if I can ask, where
Yeah.
did this vision come from? Where did this dream come from? Is there an origin story?
yes, there is.
Okay.
Let me get into that. So let's rewind.
Back up from 2019
Yeah,
to
this
are
is
we 15,
2000,
14?
I grew up, I started skiing at a really young age,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what it was. I fell in love with it.
Mm-hmm.
My first time skiing, I wasn't even halfway down the mountain before I was.
You were feeling the rush.
Yeah. And so me and my dad at Powder Mountain night skiing. I'll never forget that experience. And so I always had this connection to the mountains, snow, winter, and skiing. It's always like been my thing, you know. And so skiing growing up was a big part of my life.
Sure.
And kind of as I grew up and became an adult, right? Like life kind of takes over, and
yes, the practicalities.
Right. And we don't always make the best decisions.
We're human.
Right, we're human. So
right,
anyway,
I think there's a few things that all of us wish that we could go back and erase.
100%.
Yeah, so totally. I fell into some bad habits, and I gave up a lot of my hobbies and the things that really brought me joy because of that. Because
of the things in the moment.
Yes, and in a nutshell, because I know we're on a time schedule here.
Oh, no.
So 2017, I found myself in rehab.
Okay.
Battling a drug and alcohol problem.
Yeah.
So, you know, and
just to get yourself in that headspace to admit, hey, I could use a little help. I mean, that's a mountain there.
Yeah.
Forget the actual getting help part. Like, holy cow.
Yeah. And it took a minute. It took a minute to get sober. It took a minute to get clear-headed and get my life together. I was working with I had a government job at the time, and I don't know what it was. I had plenty of conversations with bosses and you know, mentors at work, but I just felt that my time there was over, and I needed to move on.
You learned as much as you could at that place at that time, and you were ready to learn something new.
Yes, and I was going through a divorce. Living in my parents' basement again.
Oh, that's humbling.
And I was it was. And I was thinking, man, how much worse can it get? Like, I can't do this anymore. I need to move on. So I took a leap of faith. I had this idea to start this company, and that was kind of
forever ago.
Yeah. And so I was like, why not? Why?
It can't get any worse.
Can't get any worse, and like I can only go up from here. I don't see any way of going.
I am divorced in my parents' basement, and I'm out of rehab. I mean, like, it can't get any worse at this point, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I laugh about it now, but at the time it was so dark.
I know.
Oh man. But anyway,
I could tell you stories.
Yeah. So, when I got out of rehab that winter, I hadn't been on skis for a few years, and that was the first thing I did is I got back on skis.
And did all those old feelings come back from your youth?
Yes. So I was at Snow Basin.
Okay.
I was on the gondola, and this flood of emotions like hit me halfway up.
I can hear it.
Yeah. Oh, it's like I still get emotional when I talk about it. And I get to the top of the mountain. And I ski, as you know, skiing's like riding a bike, you know. Once you learn, you got it, you know. And I'm halfway down the mountain, and it starts to snow, and
a light snow.
Just a slight snow, like dusting. It didn't cloud your vision or anything. And I just pulled over to the side, and I just stopped, and I just had this feeling, like I don't know what it was, but it told me like someday you're going to be part of this. Like, you're going to be part of this industry.
Oh, I love that.
And I, like, I had to leave early because I could not stop crying.
Did you guys get chills?
In and out. Like, it was just, it was the most, like, I went home, I wrote it down. Yeah. I wrote how I felt. Like, I've even got it. I still have it. I go over it all the time.
That's wonderful.
But there is something magical on a mountain.
Yeah.
And especially when it's covered in snow and you got a pair of skis on you.
Yeah.
And And so that's where it started.
Yeah.
And, you know, like let's move forward a little bit. Like COVID hit and it threw a monkey wrench in things. my first time being an entrepreneur and like experiencing all that. And,
all the growing pains.
Right. And so I was like, maybe I'm not fit for this. Like, maybe I'm not the guy that
How
can
many
do this.
entrepreneurs feel like they should just stop?
So I'm like, I'm happy selling cars. This is a great dealership, a great place to work. I'm happy here. I'm good at this.
Right.
Maybe it brought me here. So maybe this is what the universe is telling me I need to be. And so I'm totally happy. And then, bam, Suzanne pops up.
So Suzanne and Ann, when you first heard his story, like what was it about Neight Elite that made you want to team up with this company?
I think for me at least, like just hearing his passion that he had for this product that he had created. And that to me is the selling point, right? If somebody's telling you about something that they've created or something that they're doing and they're like, yeah, and then it's just, next step, whatever. And there's no excitement behind it. Where in talking to Neight, he was so excited about this that he'd created years ago, but was still so excited about it. And I was just like, this is something I want to be a part of. And I remember I asked him, I said, I want to know your goal. You tell me your goal right now of what you want this company to be. And he said, I just want to get to the point where I can go up to a snow basin and everyone's wearing Neight. And I said, I love that, but I think you're thinking too small. I said, we have the Olympics coming up here. I said, why aren't all of them going to be in Neight?
Yeah.
And he was just like, oh my gosh.
Like, I can do that. So, I can dream this big.
I was just like, I said, the moon is the stopping point. Like there's nothing that's going to stop you from growing.
And what makes Neight Elite so much different than all the other companies that you've worked with as far as product or the material or things that you've seen here?
Yeah, Neight cares so much about the products that he's putting out. Like, we have been so involved in the creative process. He's constantly asking, is this what you would want to wear? What do you think? How does it match the market? Are we staying not only on top of what people want to wear, but they could be wearing in the future? Like, he's asking all of these questions and making sure that we're creating things that not only he has a passion about, but that can be good for this audience that we're hoping to create kind of a community and a family, and you can see the passion that Neight has for it.
Because the ski community is very tight-knit, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Now, you keep nodding, Kayleigh. Nobody can see us, unfortunately, because, podcast. So you are a brand ambassador, like to stand behind a brand like this. Tell me, like, what made you want to jump on board with Neight Elite?
It's been a really cool experience, and it was kind of funny because we actually met through the BNI group as well.
Fabulous.
I know, BNI. Look at that.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought?
And he somewhat talked about it, and then he talked to my father about it, and then my dad talked to me about it, and then he came over to my place. We had an hour conversation about what he wanted to do, how he wanted to do it, and all of this stuff. And I was like, all right, well, let's try it out.
How can I help?
Yeah. So, and it was I agree with Suzanne, seeing the passion behind his eyes and seeing how serious he was. It almost gives me chills every single time we talk about it. And seeing his backstory and where he came from and how he got here and how much further he could get. It's very powerful because we all have that point at some point in everybody's lives. It's different for everyone, but we all have had that feeling. And so it's cool. And it's super exciting, and it's something that I was I definitely want to be a part of that because I could see where it could go.
I love this tribe that you have created,
and
Neight.
I've got to say this real quick. So all three of them have taken a huge leap of faith for me, and my gratitude for them is out of this world. So
it's amazing.
Yeah,
this is the kind of community you want to be surrounded by that support you and love you and want to help you succeed. This is great.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
So let's talk about what you do. What kind of products does Neight Elite put out?
Okay, so right now we are more or less an apparel company.
Okay.
And so we're doing a lot of T-shirts, hoodies, just everyday wear.
Things to wear while you're skiing, or things to wear?
Yeah, so we did this past winter. We did put out some things that you could wear up on the mountain. We had a pullover. We actually did a spot on Channel 4 News. Or no, I'm sorry. Good Things Utah. Yeah, Channel 4.
I saw that on the website.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Nisha DeJaring was there doing the interview. It was great. So we had a pullover that I designed
Nice.
and had manufactured, and that is a mid-layer outdoor. I use it for skiing. If you're an outdoors enthusiast, you can use it. I know people who are using it for snowmobiling.
Mhm.
So there's plenty of things you can use it for outdoors.
You think about
So
all
when
of
he
our
did that TV spot, though, he gave one to Nisha, and she has worn it every time she's gone
every
skiing.
time.
Mhm.
And she
Oh.
posted out. She loves his
Talk about being
pullover. Loves his
brand
pullover.
ambassador. You have competition there.
Hey, it's nice. I actually wear that thing all the time. I went sledding quite a bit during the winter, and I wore it
Ah.
every single time, and it was so comfortable.
You're making a couple different points here. So we're
Mhm.
talking sledding, skiing, snowboarding, snowmobiling, like snowshoeing, cross country skiing, like all the things, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Anything
Anything cold.
with cold. Yes. Yes. But we're not just an outdoors company.
Okay.
We are, I like saying we're the Ralph Lauren of the ski industry.
Okay.
Like we're bringing style back
Mm-hmm.
into the ski
Classic
industry.
style.
Yeah. I grew up in the 80s.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you remember what clothing was like.
It was
in the-
timeless.
Oh yeah. So I want like style has kind of gotten lost. Have you noticed that?
Mhm.
Like, and so we're going to bring it back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic
So,
pieces that last season after season
Mhm.
that you
Yeah.
wear well and can hold itself.
yeah. So
Mhm.
we
For a long
have,
period of time.
well, yeah, we have kind of a theory that look
Okay.
good. What do we say? Look good, feel good, play good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how we
Is that part of the
market it.
Neight code on the website?
It's part of the Neight code.
What
I
is
believe, yeah.
what is the Neight code?
Do we have that? Somebody's phone up. What is that? I should know that by
Oh, we
heart.
could pull that
Anne's
up.
going to say.
2
Anne's
seconds.
gonna
I'm so
tell us.
sorry. I'm like asking hard questions.
No, it's good.
It is at the bottom of your website, by the
Yes, I know. Right after.
way.
Note to self: learn your website.
He designed the whole thing. So
Yeah, I know where it's at. I helped design this
Okay.
thing. I can find it.
Thanks, Anne.
You're welcome.
I just think it's pretty because you're talking about these philosophies,
hmm
and then you put it on your website, and it helps people understand who they're working with, who they're wearing, what they're doing.
Thank you, Anne.
You're very welcome.
Yes, let me tell you what the Neight code is.
The PG version.
The PG version.
Thank you.
All right, the Neight code. I take risks. I am courageous. I achieve. I am legacy. I am fearless with a vision. My potential is limitless. I get things done. I am Neight. N8.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like
and
that.
one of the things too that I do want to say, when you come from a place like a really dark place, like it changes you. You know, when you experience that, like you really analyze your life and like where everything you've been through and where it's going. And Nate's a legacy. Like that's what this brand is. N8 is a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just another brand that's coming out that people are going to wear and it's a legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And the goal is to get the N8 brand, like we said on there, to be timeless,
Mm-hmm.
you know. And I mean, how long's Rolex been around?
Oh,
You know?
1800s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be cool if a brand from Utah, Davis County,
Yeah.
was
Was able to-
around?
Another 100 years.
Yeah.
Long after
So-
you're gone.
Right. That's the goal. So, yeah.
So, so ski wear, outdoor clothing, that's timeless, that fits well, that you can be able to have
functional.
good mobility in.
It looks
Okay.
good.
what I like about it too is the fact that you can wear it on the slopes, and then go to a nice dinner right
Okay.
afterwards. It's not like something. Oh yeah, I've got to go home and change really quick. Like, it is-
Multifunctional.
Oh yeah.
It's just comfortable enough to wear. It breathes,
Okay.
and so it is something that you can
So
wear.
no funky, trendy patterns. We're talking
Exactly.
like solid colors that can
Mm-hmm.
be timeless. Okay. Okay.
It is very, very universal. I
Good.
actually wore it to work one day.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And so then let's talk about what the goals are for 2024. What are our goals this year? Because, I mean, we're just finishing up the one ski season. What are we doing to get ready for 2025? Like, what can the community do to help, you three with what you're doing with marketing and branding. What can we do to help you, Nate?
Brand recognition.
Yes.
Follow us on Instagram and then brand recognition. Like those are the
Okay.
biggest things. Those are our goals right now because in order to be a timeless company, you have to be recognized for it.
Okay.
So we're doing the best that we can to make sure that people are aware of this community and family that we're trying to make. We want people to be able to see the logo and go, oh, that's Nate. Even if they don't own any of it, we want people to recognize it, right? So we're trying to create this feel of again, family, community, just like that kind of support, which in all honesty, we have here in Davis County quite a bit. We're trying to take that feeling that we know and love from this area of Utah and bring it into the brand and bring it worldwide.
I like what you talked about here because it is that sense of community that makes this whole county, this whole area so appealing. For you listeners, I kind of polled everyone before we had a conversation, before this podcast got started about like, where are they from? Are they native to Davis County? And it was really interesting. So Suzanne, you are from originally?
I grew up in New Jersey.
New Jersey. And then you came here as a junior high kiddo in the 90s.
I did.
And you haven't left.
And so I've lived all over the United States after graduating high school, but I've always come back to Davis County. Always come back.
And then
to
Anne.
Davis County.
Yeah, so my family lived in Park City for about 3 or 4 years, but besides that, I have lived the rest of my life in Davis County and absolutely loved it.
Interesting. And then Kayleigh, you're also not originally from here.
No, I was born in San Diego, California, and then moved here when I was a young buck, and I've basically been here my whole entire life.
And you're just no desire to leave. And I think the community that we have here is part of the reason that we've chosen to be here. I mean, people who listen, they know that I'm from New York originally. Like, this is a conscious choice because of that sense of community. And so when we're talking about the Neight Elite story, it's about that sense of community, that we all take care of each other and support each other in our businesses and our goals and our dreams. Right?
Absolutely. And I've got to say this about our marketing. If you're a business in Davis County, you need to be working with our marketing.
Our marketing department, our marketing DEPT, right?
The letter R. Yep.
I love it. Out of Clearfield.
Out of Clearfield. Yep.
And you're just so happy.
Oh, I'm ecstatic.
Like this is the time he'll be like, I'm firing you.
Yeah. No, I mean, I like to like nobody really knows what it's like to have to give up on a dream. You know, like when you give up on your dream, it's like somebody cut off your right arm.
There's nothing more sad.
It is sad.
Suzanne
so
here
sad.
does not let you give up on your dreams.
She does not.
Ever.
No, she will
She
find
will
a
tie
way.
you to a chair and make sure that you get your dreams done.
I mean, nicely though.
You ask the clarifying
it's a nice
questions.
soft rope.
Love it.
Yeah.
Well, Nate, what are your parting wisdom words for our listeners here?
Never give up.
Okay. I like that.
Don't waste time.
Don't waste time.
And nothing is impossible.
With a good tribe.
Yep. Nothing is impossible. And you will attract what you need. I promise. It will, if you keep putting, doing the right thing and moving forward, you will attract what you need. The longer I live, the more I experience, the more I believe that is how things work.
I think that is the most excellent way that we could probably end this episode on.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Deserves a round of applause.
I'll take it.
Oh, well, Nate, thank you. Suzanne and Kayleigh, thank you all for coming in and for getting all cozy here in our Catalyst Center podcast room.
Thank you.
And Cody and Xander, thanks so much for the production. I really appreciate you guys. You always make everything just work so well. And thank you, Davis School District, for letting us, host our podcast here. So, followers, listeners, we're going to take a bit of a break, but we'll be back in September with maybe Cody. I think he's coming back, and maybe the rest of our crew. We'll have a new crew here. And until then, keep listening to our episodes and be inspired. Don't quit your day job, right?
No.
Do start doing something fun, though.
Take risks.
Right?
Yeah. Make life interesting. Take a risk.
Yes. And go look at that Neight, the Neight code on his website. The website is N Elite.
Yes. So it's
N8 Elite.
Letter N, number 8, elite.com.
Perfect.
And then you can go on Instagram and Facebook. It's the same thing. Neight.
Yeah.
N
And the letter and the number
letter
8.
N. I
There
get
you
mixed
go.
up here.
And
yeah.
then the word elite.
Elite, correct. Yeah.
Thank you, Nate.
So
thank you so much, followers and listeners. We appreciate you. And thank you, our marketing, for coming in, and for Kayleigh Lewis for her brand ambassadorment. Is that the word? Ambassador. Thanks, guys.
We got
I
it.
appreciate you.
Thank you.
And have a great day. Thanks, Davis County. We'll see you later. Bye.